hanging out, Formula Drift Atlanta. Figured we'd talk a little bit about the RX8. We've made some improvements since Long Beach. We're feeling good. The sun is setting. Got to give a shout out to Renewable Lubricants, Federal Tire, Brave Energy, NGK, Mazdatrix, and all the KMR crew for making this happen. It's always wild getting across the country and getting out here. So some changes and improvements we've done to the car after Long Beach is we actually got a new tire package from Federal Tires. So we were on a 275 and now we're actually on a 305. So I think a lot of people have asked, you know, why are we sometimes a little slower than some of the other competition cars out here? We were on a smaller tire. It's just what we had to work with. And now we've got a competitively sized tire. Thank you, Federal Tire, for bringing out these 305s. And we're feeling good. And to match that, we didn't want to disrupt the balance of the car. So we were actually running a 255 on the front prior to this round. And now we've brought the front size up to a 275. So essentially what we were running on the back of the car is now what we're running on the front of the car. And there's still some setup and changes to be made. Although the balance feels really good, we've only got a couple laps out here so far. And I'm happy with it. But I think once we get things a little more dialed in and I get a little more comfortable with the higher grip levels, we'll actually be able to take this even further. This might be the stepping stone that gets us into that top 8 or even better yet, top 4. We've also been working on our tuning, working on our nitrous system, continuing often trying to dial in as much response, mid-range power, and the ability to use the nitrous throughout the power band. So it's not just nitrous for spool like we used to run in some cases. We're actually using the nitrous for power as well. And I think in one of the recent videos I was talking about the MX-5 and how we developed the nitrous system on that originally. And you can see what we're running here with our Nitrous Express direct injection setup. And it's actually set up in a 2-stage. So we've got the ability to gradually stage this up, ramping from somewhere around, I believe it's 100 shot up to the 200 shot range. And we're progressively injecting it so it doesn't hit like an excessively hard nitrous shot the way they used to back in the beginning of nitrous tuning. We're using the Tech ECU and the Nitrous Express squirters to essentially create injection nitrous. So as we need more power or load increases, as we need potentially more boost or just more power in total, the ECU is able to see those load changes and it's able to add more and more nitrous. So it really just feels like horsepower. It doesn't feel like that traditional nitrous kick. It's almost more linear, like a boost build. And it's kind of neat to feel that in the car while it's happening. Similar to the MX-5, we run our HGT gearboxes, 5-speed sequential, and I've talked about it before. I like the lay-down e-brake, and similar to our other builds, we do have the fuel cell, and in this car, the oil sump behind the driver's area and basically right in front of that rear axle line, trying to give this car good traction. And in the whip or in the transition of drift, a quick transition. So we didn't want too much weight in the back of the RX8 to make it tail heavy. We wanted that weight midship to almost make this car act a little smaller. Most people don't realize it, but the RX8 is actually a pretty big chassis. Measurement wise, our wheelbase is very similar to the Ford Mustangs out here. So we're not a small car, but we are a small displacement motor. And that brings in just the importance of quality parts. You know, our NGK spark plugs, we're running 11.5s, one of the coldest heat ranges. Those Tech sensors and NTK sensors, our data acquisition. And then with Renewable Lubricants, the combination of their lubricant products, and especially in usage with ethanol, has been fantastic. The two components actually seem to work together very well when we ran traditional oils, like alcohol cars, ethanol cars, methanol cars, you do get some leak down because that fuel is a thinner viscosity. The renewable lubricants oil seems to not be affected by it. Our oil pressures really stay stable. It seems like no matter how long we run this oil. So it's kind of a significant thing for our team to have the fuel system, which is an ethanol system, and the oil system, which is renewable lubricants, non-petroleum synthetic oil, work in harmony together. And the fact that we're able to do that only makes me happier because I'm the engine builder, and our 2-liter 3-rotor Mazda Cosmo motors are pushing out 1,000+ horsepower, 30+ pounds of boost, 200 shot of nitrous. And I mean, we have to have good oil pressure. We have to have stability in the bottom end of the motor, or we wouldn't be able to work them this hard. And I mean, that goes for any motor. You've got to have good fuel. You've got to have good lubrication. You've just got to have good components. Our drivetrain, very solid. Mazdatrix KMR 3-rotor, HGT gearbox, Exidy triple disc metallic clutch, Winters quick change in the back. These are all components that can take abuse throughout the season and longer, provided you're doing proper maintenance and using proper fluids. Same thing in the differential and in the gearbox, renewable lubricants gear oils, and we're actually running a 95-140. I found due to the shock load and drifting, those crazy clutch kicks, we're all solid mounted in this car. I like that little bit heavier viscosity, and they've got that blend. So you can check out Mazdatrix for those oils, premixes, and different things we're talking about, or you can always hit up KMR. So we're out here walking and talking, doing that brap thing. I hope everybody's enjoying it. It's beautiful out here in Atlanta. It sounds like we're getting fired up. Some more things are gonna happen. Maybe we'll just take a little walk down the pit lane here. So 3-rotor Mazda RX8, that's us. Throwing fireballs, making Doritos. We got Supras, that is a beautiful Supra. BMWs, S15, Zs, S chassis, Supras, BMWs, Mustangs. It's just a beautiful sight to see. So thank you everybody for watching. You know what I'm gonna say, I'm gonna wrap on out of here. We've got some merch actually happening now, so t-shirts and decals. We're getting them online. If you're out at the track, you know, come say hi. We've got them at the track. We finally did it. We got some KMR merch. We're talking that brap. We're having fun. I gotta go do my job. I'm gonna go do some driving today. I built the motor, so now I get to drive it. Thank you everybody. Comment below, and we're in Georgia. We're gonna get on out of here. Brap, brap. Say it with me. Brap on out of here. Brap, brap.